town to call home, and even if I could recover, I still wouldn't have a reason to stay here. No, I would keep running from who I am now, desperately looking for someone to heal me. Please make yourself appear from the mist. I know I can see you now, I can't refuse. Please make your way out of the dark now. Make me believe that I still have reason to stay here. I'm lost without you. I'll move every mountain here for you. Let it go, just let it go. I want us to go where we last held on. I'll fall without you, right to the ground beneath the grass I'll lay. My bones will shed the tears I left, leaving the memory we once shared. I'll be the one who says sorry for the life I gave you then. I'll come out the dark now. Make me believe that I still have a reason to stay.
What is up, my team? Welcome back to the channel. Please do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, do everything necessary to get this thing to live long, thrive, and fucking survive, man. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back, man. I am completely stoked to be sharing with you today this massive play on XRP, man. I can't even say, I'm not even gonna sit here and tell you, man, like these things are like oh, I told you so, I told you so. Fuck all that noise, man. We are here, we are making it happen, we are observing price action do exactly what we were talking about for a while now, right? So super excited to be here with you, team, and very excited to be sharing with you these very interesting, very educational times indeed, right? So we have XRP up on the list right now, and this thing is completely tearing it apart. Chili P King inside of the chat saying, "You told me so." I know that some people are going to be saying, Arca, you know what? You could totally use this as one of the I told you so moments, right? Options is all over me for that right now, man. I love it, man. I love it. But it's not like that, team. It's not like that. I really just want to make sure that you guys are picking up the opportunities here, right? Because this is something of incredible importance for a lot of the people who have been holding XRP for a long time. So please don't let me offend any of you who have actually been there for the years that XRP has been alive and doing its little dance, right? In my perspective, guys, I am actually risk off XRP. In fact, I've actually spoken about my literal $6 or $5 entry on it as a forward test to my strategy, right? That is the only risk on that I have on it, in respect to making sure that I can perform the analysis here with a clear bias, right? So I don't care what the asset does, upside or downside, as long as the data speaks it, and as long as I am able to perceive that and see it in a clear manner without literal any risk on, then that is my win for you and my benefit for you, right, guys? So huge thumb up. Make sure to throw those A's in the fucking chat right now if you like what you're hearing, right? I want you to like this channel. I want you to subscribe to the channel, and I want you to do everything necessary to get this thing to really pop off, right, team? Very, very excited to be streaming with you one more time, and I will completely explain the thesis here, as I am noticing that the drive or the sentiment behind this stream is a little bit stronger than it was over the last few times, right? So very good to be sharing with you this indeed, right, team? So as you guys come in, let me go ahead and see some of those faces. All right, already got the familiar faces in there. Dang family, what is up? Good to see you in there. Gnosis, my bro, what is up? Good to see you there. R Will, what is up, man? I see some of my team is already coming in, right? Chad, I see you in there, buddy. Buzzman, good to see you there too. And Chad, I actually didn't notice that you messaged me again. Yes, absolutely. Please share it if you can, brother. Share it on Twitter. Anyone that's coming in right now, please do me that favor, right? Share this live stream so that we can get some more people into the Arca Bulls live stream, right? This way, guys, we'll be able to express and give out as much information as the ticker needs, right? In order for it to be observed the right way. Now, know one thing, guys. I need you to know one thing about me. Very seldomly am I actually talking about the fundamental catalysts, right? Things that are pertinent to the inner workings of the company itself. That is not the way I trade. I'm actually more of a quantitative analyst, right? I use more of a mathematical approach within the price actions potentials towards the upside or downside, right? So whatever the case that may be, that is the way I observe things, and that's the way I play them, right? So it's all good in the hood, right? I just want you guys to know that that's the typical way that I do things, right? So I use statistics, I use a bit of physics, right? I use a bit of geometrics up in here, and I kind of mix it and jumble it in there with the psychological, technical, and statistical properties, right? So everything kind of doing that same little dance right here. We find our way through it, and then we're able to express ourselves a pretty good amount of data, right? So I want to show you guys and show you how I can approach these things and how I was able to determine that this was likely going to make a huge move towards the upside. But if you notice, one of the moderators inside the stream in here, right? So she has a wrench, right? Her name is Quinn. She is primarily she's primarily responsible for bringing in the ticker, right? The XRP to me. She was explaining this to me, and then following her, my boy Niz came up and said, "Yo, dude, you know what? This ticker is so and so and so." So I said, "Okay, well, you know what? Screw it. Let's go ahead and give it a quick whirl," right? And this was around the 40 to 50 into the 60-cent zone. Notice that guys, I know that I came from microcaps and equities, right? But before equities, I was completely in the crypto side. So before the crypto side was doing its thing, right? So we were just there doing our thing in crypto only, right? That's because, for those of you who know my story, my son was dying, that whole thing, you know what I mean? The hemoglobin, the iron levels terrible. His sleep was interrupted. I can only trade and observe crypto, right? So that's where I trained. That's where I did my whole damn thing. So once that that narrative completely fell off the roof because of the blow off top in November of 2021, then I started looking at equities, and I went into the micro caps and small caps of equities. So all good. This is why I'm able to kind of express a good amount of information regarding the micro caps and the small caps, given that cryptocurrency is completely different from that of the equities, right? Of course, we have crypto running on its own type of narrative. It has its own reasons to decouple from the broader markets. But if we're talking about macro perspective, things like the Fed, right? Things like interest rate hikes and the jobless claims, things like that, Bitcoin will kind of react to, but more on the macro side of things, right? So when it comes to smaller things, there could be a complete deviation when I'm talking about equities and also crypto. There could be deviating factors on there. So if there's any type of a correlation that you can see between, your crypto assets and equities, it would probably be more in the larger time frame, weekly, bi-weekly, monthly time frame correlation coefficients. Around there is where we can see the actual true relationship between them both, right? That natural ebb and flow, the wave theory. So given that now we know some of that very little aspect, that's why I can bring to you some knowledge here, team, when it comes to some microcap work. So we know now that the asset XRP has been growing exponentially. So this was around our entry down here, right, between 49 and and 50 and 60 cents was really the entry point. And the way I expressed that towards the team here, just so you know that where we are and how we're leading towards this upside, I want to give you the beginning so that you know how I'm coming up with the thesis of, can I actually voice that to you right now? Can I actually show you? Because I'm about to, I was about to film the thread of analysis, but this thing is just ripping towards the upside right now as we speak. So I didn't even have time to put together that thread, right? So I guess you guys are gonna find out right now. If I'm going to put together a thread of analysis for XRP, then I want you to know that the title is gonna be it's gonna be a 4-part thread of XRP, because I have that big of a thread of analysis, just too long. And honestly speaking, we could technically go over it here live, right? But this is gonna be the potential title. So you let me know in the chat what you feel about the title that I'm gonna use for this, right? So I'm gonna be releasing this, hopefully. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do it tonight because we still have a market prep in the Arca Bulls private server right after this. So in fact, I'm gonna be able to use some of the gains that we've personally made here over the week to get some of you to join the Arca Bulls trading team for free for a month. So just stay active in the chat, and I'm gonna go ahead and select you at random, right? So this is the title. Check this out. We're gonna go XRP, right? The title for the YouTube thread of analysis, a 4-part thread, 3 or 4 parts is what I'm gonna do. Let's call it XRP like this. The potentials of, and you're gonna have a $sign and a dollar value, and finally something like this and like that. So what do you guys think? And we'll name it that, a 4. So this would be the title of the thread of analysis that I'm gonna put together here, right? So XRP, the potentials of this right here. So heads up on that, because I've only hinted at it a few times. And I know that when I first put out the thread at around 40-50 cents, me speaking of breaking above $1, it was kind of a taboo subject, right? It wasn't something that everyone kind of agreed with. And I know that a lot of people don't agree with that, is because some people think that, you know what, this thing, it's yada yada, it's litigations, it's this, the legal system is that, it's not going to do this, it's not going to do that. But a lot of the times people don't understand that I don't care. I literally don't care what the fundamentals of the asset is doing, and not to offend anyone whatsoever. It's just not the way that I observe price action, and that I study or backtest or create my threads of analyses, right? That's just not the way I do things. So a lot of people misconstrue that for it being a personal opinion, but in fact it's not, guys. I want you to know now that we're fresh in here, right? That we have now, it's growing into 140 viewers. I want you to understand that if you are viewing me for the first time, my thesis is not in a personal opinion whatsoever. So if I speak of downside targets or speak of upside targets, they are completely based around numbers, okay? So I'm incredibly mathematical with my approach for trading and for observing price. Another thing you should know of is that I am not typically a trader that holds for too long. I genuinely like my gains to be given to me right away. So I am a scalper momentum trader, a day trader with, some swings here and there. My students here, right? I've already, luckily, guys, you know what? Huge fist to the sky, right? Because now we have completed around 330 master students for the Arca Bulls, or for the ArcMastersCourse. So I am completely stoked to have many of those students here live with me right now, observing the power behind the knowledge that I have shown them over the last 2 years, right? So we're literally about to come up to the reason that we're going to start with the new beginners here in literally just 2 weeks. So make sure to get in touch with me, guys. Just in the description below, reach out to me. All right. So if I was able to show a target of 105, then you're thinking to yourself, damn, you know what? This guy's talking about a 105. He's totally pumping the stock, or pumping the coin, right? This guy, we don't want any pumpers up in here, right? And I'm really not, right? Because what I speak of is not something that people that people don't talk about what I speak about often at all, right? Because there are very few traders out there who do the work, right? In order for them to, I'm saying here that not a lot of people express what they or study what they should study in order for them to gain a mathematical conclusion, right? So I think that one of the sure, you know what? An easy way right now would be to understand the fundamentals inside of it, just like we did back in the 80s and the 90s, right? So yeah, cool. I got it. But this is what I posted here, and just to show you guys a receipt, right? It was here in, what was this? September 17th was when I posted this video, XRP 105 target spotted, right? So just to put it out there, right? I want to let you know where I was sitting. And then also, just to kind of throw it out there, right? BTC 100K BTC by October, right? So this was also in September. So, of course, I was a little bit a little bit late here to determine that top side for BTC, and also a little bit early on XRP's potential as well, right? I guess it just kind of blew by that. But let's look at that. September 17th XRP, just to know where we kind of were, right? So this is the 8-hour chart. We don't have to use the 8-hour. We can go down to a daily time frame and see what's up, right? So this is going to be September, let's see. Let's just zoom out like this so that we can see it clearly, right? September 17th would be right about here. There we go. This is September 17th here. So we're sitting around 58 cents. Right, we had the pullbacks here, we had the support validations, and then from this area down here, this is what happened, right? And just mind you, right, we were talking about entries within the 58 cent level, right around there. So if we talked about entry here, and I was talking about a 105 target, then you were literally thinking to yourself, how the hell are we going to get all the way up there? Because this dude is really talking about 58 cents to 105. And if we really do make a 105 ripper from here, that'd be an 80% jump to the upside. Well, that's exactly what I was talking about. And actually, I'm going to be honest, it wasn't the final offer here either. It was actually not the analysis had only started, and that was my first area as a take profit, right? As a destination of interest here, geometrically speaking. Now, beyond that, I did have a $1.24 target, and beyond that, I am going to explain to you how it is that we are on the road to clearing my second target, and my second target hasn't reached yet. Okay, in fact, the thesis that I explained to you guys just last night and also 2 nights ago, right? We had a nice stream here very late at night. I explained to you that the pullbacks that we were getting at the $2 zone, 190, 195, 192, 193, all of those reaches, right? All of those touches of the resistance, those were all likely the pullbacks of the $2 area. So I was speaking of a potential bear trap here, and the bear trap would naturally happen at the break of the $2 zone. So if that's the case, the $2 zone means that if we break anywhere a cent into that $2 area, the thesis would be that we were going to rip, psychologically speaking, because people are going to be like, holy crap, I'm for sure going to miss the boat on this. I'm going to long it right now. And that's kind of what happened, right? 205, it was a 201 break, and the thing rips to 234, right? So just like that is what I'm expecting for Bitcoin as well, okay? So I want you to be very patient as price action is doing its little dance right here. I want you to be very careful over what's happening. We're going to go over those technicals right now. We're going to go over the stats, and we're going to find out where we're going, but I'm going to give you the overall targets in general, because I know that that's why you're here. You want to understand, and you want to see why it would be going there. So great opportunity for me to continue flexing on the master students, right? Because they love it when their professor performs, right? So let's go ahead and do just that. All right. So here, guys, I do have a very interesting set of a thread of analysis here for you guys, and I want you to follow me on this, right? So I'm going to make it as easy as I can. Okay, guys. So let's put it together in this fashion. Okay, I think I can do it from, screw it. I can do it from the deviations chart. So don't let all that drawing affect you, right? I'm gonna display to you exactly why. It's just a lot of thesis here. So I'm gonna dim the music down just a little bit so I can help you concentrate here, right? So number one, we are speaking of a 3-part stage and also 2 independent phases, okay? 3-part stage being that we have, let's just kind of choose the bi-weekly time frame on this, right? So 2-week candles. I want you to pay attention to this little area here, right? We're gonna name this stage 1. We're gonna name this area here stage 2, and this is gonna be stage 3, right? So if we tighten time just like this here and kind of give a quick little whirl or a look, give this a gander here, right? This would be your stage 1. This would be your stage 2 and stage 3. Very similar to the way that you're expressed, the way that price is being expressed here, correct? All right. So now we're seeing that, damn it, you know what? There is a potential for fractal analysis, and fractal analysis is not something that I'm a fan of whatsoever. Like I said, I'm generally more about the statistics and the physics behind price action, and that's really it. But that doesn't mean I don't know about fractal. That doesn't mean I don't know about Wyckoff theory or even harmonics or even Elliott wave theory, right? So if we're talking about impulse waves, sure, I can see them even in here, right? But it really does pertain to more psychology, right? So Wyckoff isn't really a mathematical term. It's more of a, if it respects the rules of the cycles that it's doing during distribution and during reaccumulation, then Wyckoff theory suggests that this would be it. So it's based around someone's notion, right? The collective whole would be the notion that it's a belief behind it. Great. I'm not opposing that whatsoever. Even in Elliott wave, right? Similar situation. It's a set of rules that price action must follow in order for it to move into the following impulse waves. Okay, so all good. But in this perspective, I'm using fractal analysis. I'm using fractal theory here to identify some very interesting things that I couldn't actually believe were happening. Interesting enough for me to even say it out loud, right? So this is know for a fact that I am a short bias trader as well, right? So I want you to know that I actually am a short bias trader. So speaking of the upside, for me is very, very particular. I need to make sure that it is absolutely speaking of upside in order for me to express it here towards my students and also toward the broader public in the first place, right? So let's go ahead and now take a look at that, right? So this is your complete phase, right? This is your phase 2 and this is your phase 1. They're very similar and they are separated here by time. So if you look at this phase on a monthly time frame, just like this, then this phase now starts to look more like this one on a bi-weekly, right? So bi-weekly time frame, there it is. Look, very similar, right? Not only that, it's not just that. The thing here is that we can measure them as well. We can measure these iterations, and I did just that. So here, right, I guess I'm gonna do it in more of a clear chart. And you know what, screw it, we'll do it in a chart that's like this here. So let's pull up the bi-weekly time, right? We don't have really, yeah, we're gonna have to select the XRP all-time trading history here so that we can kind of concentrate, right? So XRP, let's do, you know what, I think we probably are able to benefit from this. Yeah, good stuff. All right, so check this out, right? Bi-weekly time frame. Let's take a measurement of this area here. So specifically a dimension of time, right? So let's see the duration here. So we have down to these pivot points, or actually, you know what, right when it took off to that candle, it's looking like it's about, let's just say that this would be around, or how about this bar here, the one where it capitulates down to the floor and then it rides. So 90 bars, 1,260 days, right? Okay, so now just like we did here, at stage 1, right? Let's go ahead and measure that stage 1 of the following iteration. So technically speaking, it should kind of rhyme, right? So let's do it again, right? So this is going to be from this, let's see, is it from the low? Yeah, we'll do it from the low, from that area there, and we'll put it down to the stage number 3, right? So that's going to be your stage 3 measurement, and you can see that the stage 3 is measuring 99 bars, 1,380. We have 1,260, right? And now again, let's go ahead and do it from, I guess it would be down here to around this point down there, right? So let's measure that area too, right? So just like this here, let's go ahead and take it to where we, just before we take off, or it was the pivot, right? It was the pivot. So there you go, 92 bars, 1,288 days. So we're starting to notice here that for number one, right? I am not I am not a trader who observes things by fractals. I don't like that. Remember, I like statistics. I like physics. I would like to put price action here by a probability base using linear volatility against momentum, right? If we can use things like that, then I'm good. But that doesn't mean I don't notice other things like this, okay? Let's continue. So if we do have these waves here, right? We have this first phase followed by a very, very unique second phase that has divisions of time that are very much alike the first phase. So that tells us here that we have complete rhyming, right? So you hear it all the time, right? History rhymes or price rhymes, right? Here's the next curious thing. Let's go ahead and dive into this chart here. And I want to have you concentrate on one thing here. Remember here on this chart, where is it? Yeah, remember in this chart, right? We're talking about your stage 1, stage 2, and stage 3, right? I want you to follow me here. Stage 1, 2, and 3. What if we measure what that pump was, right? That pump that we did from down here to up here and down here to up here. So it would be the stage 3 pump that we did at creating the new low, right? So we had a low here, up, created a new low, then came up to this area, right? So we were low, up, created a new low, and we came up to this area. So stage 3. What is this measurement here? So that's where I started to get a little curious over things. That measurement is magically right here, 780%, and the other one right over here, 808%. That is giving me weird feelings. The fractal theory here is actually working. It is. But now it's rhyming a little bit too much. So if we are talking about a phase here at literally the same split of 800%, then what happens towards the end, right? So towards the end, where we finished the 1,280 days or the 92 bars on average, right? Whatever that was, price action took off. So price action took off for a 7,269% gain. So what happened here is that very same thing happened here too. So we ended up performing the 90 bars and price action took off to that 800%. So that 800% now is very curious to me. So I needed to see if this was 800 for this long phase and this is 7,200% for this next phase, what happens next? So I put a geometric against this area here, Fibonacci retracement, right? I wanted to know what happens. So this 7,269 should have something rhyming within its geometric retracement, right? Fib. So it did. 7,269% measuring the 800% pump leads to the 2.618 at 44 cents. Okay, so now that tells me apply that geometric retracement from the 800% to this 800%. Where does that take us then? So if in theory we are reacting towards a cyclical bounce of roughly 1,300 days at a time, well, we got the 1,300 days and we ripped to the upside, which is where you're seeing it now at around $2.40, $2.35, right? Interesting. But the 7,269% using the geometrics here would take us, in theory, to a $37 target, $37.62 of XRP. So that's using the same method that we're using down here. So now that's not the only thing that happened here, though, is we also had divergent drives, the phantom hidden bullish divergence, right? Using price against momentum. So I'm not going to sit here and explain it completely, right? But we have rhyming drives as well. These are bi-weekly drives or monthly drives. So this would create a higher low, right? In this perspective here, and price here. I'm sorry, momentum is creating itself lower low. So that creates bullish divergence hidden in its value, and it happens again in the next. In the next 1,300 day phase, it happened again, right here and right here, both of which led to massive upsides. So now I couldn't really find it here within the first phase, though, so I had to get a little creative within that one. I had to use a shorter time frame. So I just went into the 12-hour, right, to get myself some information with the asset there. There we go. So the 12-hour time frame also has divergent drives. A full phase, just like the larger one, right? That's giving us here a big ass break to the upside. In fact, the large phase is rhyming with the 7,200% jump. 7,000, the one that would lead us towards a $37 target. And also, we did have a stage 1 retracement or divergence. And that was the $800% pump. So very curious that we're getting all of these rhymes. So now we're noticing that we have fractal theory in line, right? We also have some technicals using divergent drives, which naturally create a psychological potential here. Okay. And we're also noticing that yes, that we have time cycles completely rhyming with the probabilities of an upside and break, right? So all of those time cycles are leading towards 1,200 to 1,300 day turnaround here. So it's very curious as to why we would started breaking out. So that marks off the technical side alongside fractal side. So this thing on a biweekly time frame, I was able to identify something called a bullish guys, this is something that I've coined here. It is not something that exists as a terminology from the rest of the market, right? So it's not something that I would say that it's particular to traditional practice. I have called this is something that I've put together for my team so they can understand how to use cascading time. So what I'm talking about is, we got a little bit of a freeze here. What I'm talking about is using formation analysis to give us the probabilities of continuation via the separate formations, right? So we have rhyming formations as well. And we have a bullish tri formation analysis going on here, which is outstandingly curious too. We have a pennant. We have a descending triangle, which is curiously enough the only mathematical formation that there is in trading, like forever, right? And we also have an inverse head and shoulders to exit the strategy right in here, right? So we have one formation, 2 formation, and 3 formation. All of the formations are actually giving us upside targets and targets that we can use to identify time and how things can actually cascade from the shorter time frame to the larger time frame, right? Because using the target for this pennant here, actually using the target for the right angle triangle gives us a target of what? 31.96. We ended up reaching that 40-cent zone at the 2.618. So it was already telling us that we were going to go there anyway. Okay, so we're getting to know that psychology is now being respected here. So psychological formations and candle structures are also being respected. So good stuff. So now that we've expressed and realized that we realized every single target that this has to give us, in fact, I removed a lot of them, but there's going to be 1 target from the breakout, 2 from the center of the triangle, the pennant, right? And 3 from the largest point. So that means 3 targets per triangle. So the other triangle also has 3 targets. The largest one being the one that I left in here. The center of the triangle is another one. And the breakout of the triangle is another one, which curiously speaking, the breakout here is equivalent to the head and shoulders. So those are the rhymes that I'm talking about and how I teach my master students, right, into the strategies mentorship. So just like that, let me go ahead and show you here for maybe even a monthly time. Actually, we'll keep it in the bi-weekly time. That you see the other triangles. I already drew them in there for you, but now look at this. Here's your shoulder, here's your head, and here's your inverted shoulder, right? So you definitely have an inverse head and shoulders, putting the drawings back in, right? This is your neckline to the inverse head and shoulders. You also have your right angled triangle, your ascending triangle, and you have your pennant, marking off a bullish tri-formation potential breakout. Now, the resistance on this ascending triangle, that's 199.62. So that's your $2 target right there. $2 targets. So now I'm explaining to you how we're getting towards the potentials of the $2 target from the very beginning, right? So we got that We got that $2 target right up in here. Great. We just broke straight through that. So now, speaking of continuation, the 2.618 is really where we're headed towards, right? Now, if you remember, the 2.618 was the 43-cent run or 44-cent run. So if we're using the 2.618 theory on this, that would technically mean that we would make ourselves over to the $3 zone, right? So that would be my target right up here at the 2.618 Fibonacci retracement. So it would be this. Let me just kind of move it. There it is. 2.618, marking off a resistance of $3.64. Naturally speaking, we have to create space. So I took two different dimensions here, using Fibonacci retracements. And I noticed here that we did have a one spot 272 right over here. 272s and 618s. Those are usually the ones that I observe, right? So this is why I created the space of 335 to about 409 with a center focus. Remember the focus here. Always remember your 50% retraces, right? So that's going to be around $3.67. Good stuff. Okay, so that was my second target. Sorry, my first target. Of course, you saw the 105. Second target was the $2 target in the major resistance. But kind of noting down here that we are well within the 1 test of the resistance, 2 test, and 3. Well, you know, these triangles tend to break out on their 3rd test, right? So it's meeting those probabilities just fine. The reason why I put up a 335 is because my thesis was that as soon as we break above the $2 zone, that this would run a parabolic upside. And it would run a parabolic upside because it would have the fear of people missing out on this, right? So I can actually see it, and I can feel it. I can smell it within my own Discord, right? There's 2,000 members in my Discord. So I step in there and I'm noticing all of the comments come in, right? Because I observe the comments and I observe people talking without them knowing that I'm there. I just want to know and see sentiment. So I see it. I hear it all the time. The general question or the general concern is, man, I hope XRP has a pullback, right? So it has this, I hope there's a retracement. I hope that this thing can give us a short-term opportunity to get long. But that was something that I've been speaking of here since, you know, around 50 cents. So it's kind of like an ambiance. It's an energy of like, I want it. Like I want to get it. I want to be part of their run and their excitement. Right? It's this thing, it's an embodiment, and it's real, it's alive. And that's what I observe, right? So it's present, and I can observe it here because I'm lucky enough, guys. I am lucky enough to have created this influencership that I never really intended to be, right? And I have access to almost 20,000 subscribers now of my own, right? So I'm not really the biggest influencer in the world. Hell no, none of that, right? But it's just very interesting the way that we can use ourselves in the team as an indicator overall. We can use ourselves as an indicator, right? Gnosis, my brother, thank you so much for that dono. And Niz, you too, my dude, giving me that dono early on, guys. That's very kind of you. I appreciate you for sharing your good stuff, your good thoughts here with me. Thank you so much, my brother. So if we have ourselves this energy that, oh my goodness, that I'm going to miss out on it. Within that energy, 50% of that participation will probably long it wherever it is, despite it going red or green, no matter what. And the reason why is because they're probably going to think that, you know what, all these people were in the red for 3 years and now they're massively green, right? So if that is the case here, then we may be experiencing that one more time. So this is the psychology behind it. I want to use the Arcable's team to observe their climate, right? I want to read the climate, and that's what I'm reading here. It's just an infinite amount of like, I can't miss out on this. Arca, can you tell me where the pullback is, right? Arca, can you see a potential retracement on this? Should I take profit here? Should I this? Should I that? Should I this? Should I that? The anxiety is through the roof, which represents expansion. It represents volatility expansion. And when that happens, guys, that's typically when price action continues to step up, right? So far, the thesis is good, but we are halfway towards our first potential target, breaking out of the $2 zone. So please remember not to take this as any type of financial advice, right? I'm not a financial advisor. All I do is give you my opinion here from a room, which is something I call the studio from my home in LA, right? In Los Angeles, California. So that's all I'm doing here, right? Just giving you my mathematical perspective for this, right? So if we are leading towards a continuation to the upside, it's not only the fact that we can gather ourselves, like I said, right? 3 targets per triangle. So we have 6 targets within these triangles here. The upside target on this here is something incredible to observe. The topside target from this triangle, the blue one, the ascending triangle, is located right here at $31.64. Wait a second. Didn't you just talk about a $37 target as well? Or did you just rhyme a target? I did. I just rhymed a target with fractals, right? The fractal 7,269% jump after the 1,288 days of phase. That led to 7,269% equivalent to the 2.618 Fibonacci ratio, which then is telling us that we would likely do or perform a similar action, because of the phase breakout, which we're clearly in. And mathematically speaking, it is viable for us to see, and technically speaking, using a triangle, which, by the way, this triangle here has the best batting average in the entire trading market, right? Whether it be Forex, futures, currencies, anything, guys, anything, traditional markets or not, it really just is. So the topside target here is giving us a potential run for the money. Now, the geometrics are also very curious. Notice that that $31 target on a shorter time frame fib is leading right above that 4.618. So we take a larger Fibonacci read, and then that gives us the 2.618 at $29.52. Oh my goodness, man. So we're rhyming again and again and again and again and again, using now a different method. Okay, so we use the method of time zones. Very good. Hold on, guys. Let me know if you are still in the chat. Let me know if I am still here. I want to know that I am actually still live with you. Type an A in the chat if you can hear me. If you can hear me, team. Right. If you can't hear me, please let me know, because I'm noticing here that I am catching just a little bit of turbulence, which means that I probably got to make it a little bit cooler up in here too. So here we go. Let's go ahead and get that started right now. Okay, good. So I'm still here with you guys. All right, good. As long as you can hear me, then we are okay. Right? The chassis is open, so it's looking okay. That's no problem there. Okay, so let's continue on the analysis. We have the tri-formations, right? Psychology giving us the potentials break to the upside. We have the time zones, which are mathematically telling us that we are at the break, and it is happening for the 3rd time in a row, right? 4th time in a row, sorry. Now this would be the number 4 without miss. And we are also using geometrics, and geometrics are leading towards the golden means at literally every single time. What else do we have? We also have the divergences, the monthly and biweekly time frame bullish divergences. It is too much, but I'm not done. I have one more for you. I have one more for you. Actually, it's like more like 2 or 3. So let me take you to what that is. 6 months. Let's jump into the 6-month time frame. Okay, 6-month time frame. You're gonna notice. I've spoken about this a couple times, right? You're gonna notice my favorite formation in the fucking world here, right, team? Who could tell me what formation that is that we're observing here, man? What is this here, right? Go ahead and type it in the chat if you know what that formation is, team. Surprise me, wow me, give me some love. I want to know that you're there. I want to know that you're alive and giving me here your potentials, right? Let me know what that is. I fucking love it, man. That's right. Ian Tucker, you got it, man. Booty Cheek says Raiden. K-Spec, that's right. Cat, you got it, right? Samantha H, you totally know. Complete greed. It is. Cup and handle represents greed and in its Teta formation. That's right, bro. It's a cup of tea, says Quinn. Right? Yeah. So this is, yeah, guys, everybody, it's because I hate the formation so much. Everybody says Arca's favorite. Arca's favorite, they say. The cup in hand. I fucking hate this thing. So I identified for you the potentials of reaching the $37 target, right? So we have a $37 target, nice. And we also were able to identify the top side target using the formations here of being $31.64 or $31.65. And we also used geometrics to give us that $30 as well. But there's still a little bit of a gap in there, right? $31 to around $37. Even though I said it's rhyming, I still can't take it. So, of course, you know, your overachiever here will go and figure it out. So the top side target for, you know, cup and handle here, you know how to measure it, right? From the top of the cup all the way down to the lowest part of price action, apply it to the top side of your handle, and that gives you a target that's located right here. Look at that target. And that's how I reach a lot of the targets that I observe, team, okay? So most of the time, I won't be drawing a whole bunch of lines for my own thesis, right? I only draw this here so that I can explain it to, I only type it in here so that I can explain it to you in a different way, right, guys? But know that I typically use quantitative approaches, right? So for example, what you're observing here on my right-hand side, this is called my data cells, right? So I scripted this, I coded this, I put it on there so that I can be able to have information of whatever nature that I choose to have available at my immediate recalling, right? So I coded this thing in here, and also just I coded my linear volatility, right? This is something that was inspired by the caretaker from Eric Crown himself, right? So I redid it, I reimagined it, having a heat map in the background, right? And also applying a histogram instead of it just being a moving average on the volatility component itself. So this is the linear volatility, dispersion of returns. And so that's what I kind of do here, okay, you guys. I typically look at things based on physics and based on statistics. It's the probabilities of a certain upside that we are, or downside, right, that we're going to observe here. So I want to take you on to the second thing that I said, right? I show you maybe one or two, maybe even three, but I got like for sure like two more things, right? So let's go into that second more thing after I show you that there is also a massive bull flag here, right? So this is your annual time frame bull flag. So the annual time frame bull flag is quite a real thing here, right? And if we take a measured move from this bull flag, then that's where I can start to display to you what some of those targets are looking like, right? So let me just expand my view here, maybe put that line somewhere not so close to rhyming to that one thing where it hides away from me, right? So I'm going to just do it like this, right? We're going to have to apply the bull flag to the top end of this candle here. So what is that top end? Oh, sorry, this candle here. So that would be applying it to $3.38. Okay, so $3.38, here it is. And this is some of the upside targets that I'm looking at, right? So take a look all the way to the right. I'm going to put Alt J, and here is one of those targets. So now I can kind of take you into why I am saying that I can title I'm saying here, guys, that I can now show you officially why I can title it like this. Remember, and then part one. So this is literally how I am talking about that thesis, right? So this is me officially, you know, I did last night to a smaller group, but this is me officially telling a larger group here, right? There's roughly over 200 people watching right now. So, and thank you guys for putting in that attention, right? For coming on by and saying hello to the Arca Bulls team. But this is reality, right? It is one that we're observing here, and it's using formation and something that something that makes me validate it a little more. The formation is good, right? But that's not enough typically. What I am most impressed about is actually embedded within linear volatility and stochastic momentum. So if I can take you there now, that's where things really show high promise. Now take a look at volatility here. This is volatility. And this is your momentum indicator. So what I want you to do here is observe volatility. Kind of think about it as if it were your gas pedal in your car. So you press that gas pedal in your car, that means you're going to go faster, right? So the direction though, which way are we going faster in? Which way are we accelerating to? Well, that's where you use stochastic momentum, right? Stochastic momentum is here giving you a potential of upside. And this is confirmed. And why is it confirmed? Because take a look at the time frame here. You see how it says 29 days and 22 hours? That's because we just got the monthly closure. And now we're opening up the new month on XRP with an absolute shot of volatility like it's never had before in its entire trading history, with momentum inside of the bullish control zone with that quality of a pivot. Look throughout its entire trading history. Right? I'm going to diminish this a little bit and take a look at volatility in a monthly time frame. And you tell me where we have been in this critical contraction zone historically. Never. We have never been there, ever. Now, if we are looking at that and then also observing the volatility spike from that low, from the lows of critical contraction, this volatility spike also is telling us that we are certainly experiencing something for the first time ever in its life. Never in its history has it had a pump this large anywhere, ever. So this pump here is only just starting. So now if we observe the bi-monthly, take a look at the bi-monthly spike in this as well. And the bi-monthly still has 29 days and 22 hours to go. And this is one solid Marabazoo candle, right? And if it closes anywhere green like this, that's not only the case here either, right? So as we get closer and closer and closer to price, we're going to notice here that we also have a tweezer bottom with a green outside bar. And that is a very bullish candle formation, right? Specifically when it's towering like the way that it is here, right? Very cool. Very cool. So the top side resistance that we were looking at the 3.618, right? Or 2.618, the one that we said that could be around the $3.53, right? Or $3.41. Well, if we get rid of everything here and kind of look back in history, well, take a look at the all-time high. It's located at 334. Holy crap, right? That is where I'm telling you, where I feel like this is going next. We have some resistance here and likely to break out of that resistance too. I know that a lot of you holding XRP for the longest time here, you've been holding for years, right? And this is because you guys understand that there is a deeper narrative here and there's a deeper reason. This thing talking about replacing Bitcoin, it has infinite utility. And that's often what people like, right? The term utility. Does it have utility? Well, have you read the white paper? Have you read the future plans? Are you keeping up with the future plans with the company, right? So those are things here that are freaking real, right? There is massive adoption of XRP as well. And not only that, is that something that's leading towards the fueling of the breakout from this is also BTC. MicroStrategies, Michael Saylor, they actually signed they signed a note, right? They just executed that note recently, $3 billion exactly, to purchase more BTC, pushing them into the further holdings. Now they're at 387,000 coins held. So that institutional ownership before we hit 100K is leading me to believe that this is just the beginning for XRP. And the local targets, like you already know, sure. We spoke of a $3.40 top, $3.43 around there, which is naturally our all-time high, around 330, right? Okay, mathematically speaking, it was going there anyway. It just so happens that we have that resistance there. Okay, now we also observed the potentials of reaching $29 to $31.69. Okay, geometrically as well, using psychology as well, and also using the divergent drives and time zones, leading towards the same percentage towards the upside. And also observing the annual time frame bull flag that looks to be resolving just about now, giving us a target up to $101.64. So $101 potential on this asset, guys. That is gotta be one of the most powerful concepts that I've read here, guys. If you were to have entered when we entered at around that 50, the high 50s, right? I would say around 55, 58, right around there. Your price action at $2.50 or $2.34 would have been up. I'm sorry, let's measure that instead, right? So we were talking about entry right around that 48-ish, right? Going up to that $2.34, you would have been almost 400% up on your position, zero leverage. So we're talking about a 400% gain on natural price. This is expanding like nothing I've seen before, team, and this is why I was able to speak to you about, I specifically remember speaking to you guys when I was, when we were speaking of the probabilities of upside continuation on XRPs. I mean, specifically here, right, when we posted this on the 105 target spotted on September 17th. My words to my team and to the people inside of the Arca Bulls, even the Masters class, was that this area where we are right now, even if it drops down to even 101, that this would still be early entry for this. And likely this thing just ran and fucking ran, and it still has more fuel behind it. Okay, team, that's why I'm saying here to please be very careful over how you're going to play this ticker, because it does have a lot of merit, right? I like the way it's moving, but I also know that we are talking about things within cryptocurrencies, so please mind that. Okay, team, I want you to be able to be part of how this is determined, though. Right, my main thing here, sure, yeah, like, subscribe, do that whole thing. I'm not always the best at keeping up with the social presence, because that's not what I really do, right? I just want to trade, guys. I just want to trade. That's what I like, right? So if I can have you guys understand the way that institutions understand, then this is going to lead towards a better and better retail community, right? So I want you to click on the description below and make sure to sign up to the beginners program if it is that you are a beginner in trading and charting, right? ArcMastersCourse at Gmail, and reach out to me. I want to be able to give you the syllabus. We're starting here in about 2 weeks, guys. So my beginners right now, they're finishing up, and we're cutting it to the fucking line. And I'm running a Cyber Monday deal right now, which is why I'm telling you, just take advantage of that right now, because it's literally slashing it in half completely. Come by, and I promise I won't disappoint. I will show you guys things that you had never heard before. Okay, team? And this is being, having a lot of market maker, training. So let me fucking show you. Let me show you some stuff, and continue observing the videos. Forward test me, use me, right? Use me. You'll say, people will say, okay, Arca, what is this going to do? Or what is that going to do? Or what is that going to do? Right? And then I'll give them my analysis, and then oftentimes I'll hear back like, Arca, bang on your targets, right? So good stuff. George T saying utility in crypto is like fundamentals in a stock. The coin itself does the duty of the utility. Exactly. George T saying it as well as I needed it to be said. Thank you so much for that consideration, my brother. So just know, guys. So let's see how you how you fly is saying, okay, got it. Sorry, guys. I thought that you were talking to me on there, but I very much, I love, guys, that you were able to kind of join me in here today. Hit that description down there, guys. I want to see you there. The email is listed here, right? And the links are right down below, but I can give you all that information before you choose. Okay. I want to see you in class. I want to see you at the forefront of that classroom, and make sure to stick to me here, okay, you guys? So I think this is a pretty good place to leave off. And guys, you know what? If I can have somebody in here to just randomly select, right? Throw an A in the chat. I'm going to select a couple of you here, right? That are not trading team members for the private Discord. So throw an A in the chat if you are not a team member already for the Arca Bulls trading team. So I'm going to give you a free month here if you are not. And I'm just going to go ahead and pass in a link. And I want you to just click on that link. And I want you to come on by to the Arca Bulls server. And I want you to make sure to say who you are on YouTube and say, Arca, I'm here from so-and-so. This is me from YouTube, right? So throw those A's in the chat right away so that I know who you are. Okay? And all right, so we're getting some, okay, so already I see it. You know what? Mike Lively and JC Cool, hit the link that I just put in the chat, right? I want to see you hit that right there. Come on by, right? Make sure to come on by, guys. All right. So I want you to join here so that you can experience what it is to trade alongside us. And let's see. I'm not sure if this is someone, but of course, A for Arca. That is it. How you fly. Make sure to hit that link right there and join us. My bro, Abner Cruz. Dude, where have you been, my brother? I can't believe, man. I can't believe that you're here, my bro. How is your family? How is everything, dude? You need to come by and give me a hello in my private DMs or my phone, my brother. You gotta hit me up, man. I hope that everyone is doing okay. So unique team, why don't you go ahead and hit that link, right? And Carlos, let's see, what about time frame for this run to $30? Well, the run to $30 that we're experiencing here. So one thing, right? Carlos, number one, hit that link, right? Join the team. I want you to come on by for a free month and everything will be good. All right? You got it, man. Not a problem how you fly. I got you. Okay. Oh, no. Now I know what you're talking about. Okay. So, unique team, I already did. I just did. Make sure to hit that link, right? Thanks, Abner. Yes, text me, brother. I want to know how you're doing. So the time frame that we're observing here is like this. So if we observed that we started breaking out on the 92 bar cycle, and we have this on a monthly basis, right? Let's see the monthly basis time frame. So that would be telling us that it would be during during the first month, which is the one that we just completed here. Which means you got it, JC. You got it, man. No problem. I'm very happy to help. Please come on by. And if I said bro to you and you are assist, I apologize, right? I don't mean any offense by that, right? I usually pick on girls, and then they're like later on they're like, I'm not a guy. So I apologize for that. I'm not assuming your gender. I'm just being me, okay, you guys, no problem at all. I don't mind anyone joining, right? You don't have to be either. You can be an alien and join, right? So come on by and be about it, right? So natural trader, I got you in there too. Go ahead and hit that link and join the Arca Bulls trading team for a free month. I would love for you to join. All right. Sweet Spill, what is up? Yes, I am gender neutral, right? Philip, what's up, man? Aliens right there. I'm just trying to be as peaceful as I can, okay, team? So yeah, so this was the first month, right? So this would be, technically speaking, the month of December. Yeah, I would say about a month or two. Potentially hitting the $30 target, I guess. I guess that could be it. It could very well be it. So just kind of a heads up with that. If that's really the case, then damn, bro, then something is really a brewing here. And yes, I accept all genders to the Arca Bulls team, as it would matter at all, right? But yes, of course, everyone is welcome, right? How You Fly is saying the government hearings about the aliens is super interesting. If anyone has seen the Congress meeting, oh my goodness, man. I can't believe that they're even like, I love it. You know what? Hasn't. Got it. Very good stuff. Yes, I did actually catch some of those. And I was like, what? immediately like little antennas going up like, what? Right? But yeah, Project Bluebeam. Oh my goodness. GCA, you're going in. You're going in, bro. Yes, from the ocean. I did hear that as well. I did. Options may very well be an alien, guys. He's totally fronting. He literally is a gray. I'm gonna introduce you to him. His name is Options, and he has a giant head. So, not financial advice. A massive head, he says. So just my bro there, I love him. I love him to death, man. So we're just gonna out him right here. Nobody's gonna believe me anyway. So let me just say that, guys, I introduce you to Options. He's a gray, right? He's a good times indeed, man. Thumbs up for that shit. 7 3/4 noggin, man. That's a big head. All right, guys. So I appreciate everybody for coming on by. Please remember to, to enroll here to literally what could be my last ever mentorship. And you would be part of the completion of 400 master students that the Arcos team has been proud to mentor here thus far. Okay, team. So I wish you guys a very, very good rest of your night, and we will chat here soon. Okay, team. Hit those like buttons, hit that subscribe on the way out so that we can be able to just grow this Arcos team in a social presence, right? Let's get that algorithm to really face us, to really favor us, right? Give us some more hellos, and we'll continue giving and delivering that. We'll continue delivering that good analysis. Okay, team. So I appreciate everybody, and we shall chat very, 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 very soon. Please take whatever I do show and iterate within these videos as just a form of entertainment, as I cannot suggest for you to buy, sell, or hold any assets whatsoever. How you fly, thank you for that dono. I need you to do your own due diligence, and everything will be cool. But with that said, I wish you well a very, very good rest of your night and or day. And I will catch you at the Bell Mañana. Adios, team.